Video. Okay, there we go. So, today I was going to talk about the greatest miracle that ever happened to me. And it's going to take a while because I kind of got to pretty much explain my life to where so you could know how this was a miracle for me. So, switch the channel unless you got a long time to listen because I don't know how long I'm going to take. But I wanted to share my greatest miracle with y'all. And so here I go. So it all began last when the pandemic happened, and we all got a little bit of money. Well, during that time and with that money, I was able to go and meet my mother's sisters and get to meet them and also get all of my answers that I ever wanted, because so this is hard to explain, but I'm just going to go ahead and do it. So when after my dad got out of Vietnam, he became I think he was just like, a heroin addict, drug dealer, whatever. Got with my mom, wound up getting in trouble in Guadalajara and went to prison for several years. And anyways, before he got killed, I did ask him about my mother, and he kind of just said, oh, she's with her mother. And he said it in a way like, he didn't want to talk about it. So I never asked anything about her ever after that again. But then he wound up getting killed when I was 9. And so I went and lived with his sisters. They took care of me. And then I more or less fixated on after I grew up and after I went out on my own, I was fixated on where's my mom, where's my mom, where is she? What? At first when I was younger, I just thought she abandoned me, and I stepped on every crack to break my mother's back, and whoops. And I was happy with my dad, so I never questioned anything back then when he was alive. But anyways, where was I? I just fixated on where's my mom, what happened to my mom. It basically consumed my life for pretty much my whole life until I had kids, and then it still kind of did. But I just let it consume my life. Where's my mom? Why'd she abandon me? What the fuck? And then I hired a PI because when I was working at this one place down in Palm Desert, I saw a mom and daughter reunite right in front of me, and that was my lifelong dream. Anyways, even though I was angry, I always wanted to meet her and ask her questions, and her not know I was her daughter or whatever, all kinds of different fantasies. But so by seeing that mom and daughter reunite in front of me at this place I worked called Two Bunch Palms, I asked them, how'd you guys do this or whatever. They gave me their private investigator. The daughter gave me the private investigator that she had used to find her mom. And so I used it, same investigator, and like a month later, I think it was, or something. I'm not real good at timelines. Um, but anyways, I got my mom's death certificate sent to me. So here, I'd been hating on somebody, my own mother, all my life, and here she, from what the death certificate says, she had been killed long before my father even was killed. So here, all that wasted energy of hating on a situation I didn't even know or was aware of. Anyway, so trying to make this story a little bit shorter for you all, so I could get to the miracle that happened. Well, where was I? So it consumed my life to find my mom, and my kids knew it, everybody knew it. So when that pandemic happened, we flew to the islands to meet my mom's oldest sister because I thought she would know where my mom is. I just wanted to know where she was, to go there and say hi and bye. And, I just want to know where she was, to know it's real, that she really is dead or not dead or whatever. You know what I mean? So I went to the islands. I met my mom's oldest sister. It was wonderful. But she didn't know where my mom was. It was really hard for me to ask, too, because I hated bringing up all this, It's all big, bad news, I am, when their baby sister, got killed the way she did after meeting my father. And so I'm sure they blame, my father's side somewhat of the loss of her, even though, I think it wound up being a serial killer. And I think it was, what was his name? Rodney King, I think. I think it was the Love Connection killer. Remember him a long time ago? He finally died in prison. But yeah, he got a lot of women, and I think that my mom fell victim to him. I'm not positive because I've only gone so far with that. Anyways, but with all the investigating I've done and stuff like that, he's probably the most candidate for who done that to her. Anyway, so God blocked all that out for me, by the way. I don't even remember my mom. I don't have one memory of her. And I think that's why it bothered me so bad all my life, because I don't even have a memory of her. It's like, what kind of cold bitch doesn't have a fucking memory of their mother? Is how I felt. Anyways, so it just burned in me my whole life. I want to fucking find my mom, Anyways, and then come to find out she's been dead since I was 6. Is that crazy or what? Anyway, so the miracle that happened when that pandemic happened is that we got some extra bucks and we got to go to meet my mom's sisters. And so here's the miracle that happened. And when I went and met my mom's other sisters, they didn't know where my mom was either. Somehow she got lost in the mess of all the tragedy that happened, because she was stabbed to death, thrown over a cliff back in the 70s when I was 6. And it was a big tragedy for everyone, the town, the family, everything. So it's like getting to, I'm trying not to lose myself, but I keep on losing myself, I think, because I don't want to get emotional, period, because I just want to state the facts to show my miracle. So, where was I? So, during the pandemic, we got to go meet my mom's other sisters, and so my kids we rented a car, and we drove all the way to a town and met my mom's other sisters, and lo and behold, we're in the backyard, and I get, this is my miracle. Here's the beginning of how my miracle starts. They give me a photo album. This means more to me than anything, not going to tear up, anything in the whole world. And I'm sitting there opening each page, and like all my questions in my notebook are being answered just by each page I turn. Did I have a grandma? Did she know of me? There I see myself being held by my grandma in some pool. I never had a picture of her or me as a baby and stuff. And so I'm flipping through all these pages, and I finally see, just that that I was meant to be, that I belonged somewhere. That it's kind of a hard feeling to explain because I've never had it before, but it's somewhere along the lines of like proud, or I'm not really sure because I've never experienced it before, but it is a good feeling, like to know, that you belonged somewhere once upon a time. You were meant to be there, because I always fucking felt in the way my whole life. I was in the way, or maybe I wasn't, but in my mind, I just knew me and my little brother were, extra kids for my aunts to have to take care of, and blah, 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 blah. So, needless to say, the miracle that happened, I almost forgot, besides getting that photo album, as I'm turning the pages, the yard fills up with millions and millions of huge dragonflies. So, that's my miracle I wanted to share. It's a pretty good miracle, huh? Yeah, and literally this trip changed my whole life. It gave me a sense of all kinds of shit I can't even begin to explain. I mean, every answer in my notebook got answered, and even more than that got answered. Questions that I didn't even know to ask got answered. So I'm not too sad about not finding my mom, or her ashes or whatever. Because I got so much more. Besides the photo album, I even got a letter that, like, she wrote back when she was alive. And, the trippiest thing is that her thought, or my thoughts, are just like her thoughts that she wrote down. Who would have thought that thoughts are, passed down? But they sure are, because I think just like her. It is the weirdest thing. So it has had me look at everything in my life different. Literally. I mean, everything. And it was like information overload. For the first time in my life, I got answers to so many questions. I had no idea why I got separated from my mom, where my mom was, all this. And then I get all the answers, and it wasn't all answers I wanted to hear, but I did want to hear because I wanted to hear the truth and know the truth. And, you know, all of us don't like some of the truth in our lives, but we survived it. Doesn't mean we have to run to a crack pipe. Forget about it. I don't know. I'm not going to anymore. Anyways, because that, by the way, is the gift I want to give my kids for helping me making this dream come true for me, changing my life literally in so many ways. I can't even begin to explain all the ways. Like, just so many ways. It's hard to put it all into words, really. But there's nothing big enough or badass enough that I could get or give my kids to thank them for helping me get this, all these answers. And it just, I don't know, it just deserves so much more than I could ever give them in repayment for helping me make my dreams come true. Because getting words of my mother, getting a photo album, I even got a little jacket that was mine. They saved for me my whole flipping life, you know. So that's my cool miracle, and I just wanted to share that because it's a cool miracle. And so a way I could thank my kids in helping me accomplish this is to let them meet the real me, which I haven't been the real me all my life. I've been, on something, which I still am. I smoke weed all the time, but at least I'm not on meth in a hurry, always in a hurry, too busy to do or listen to anybody or anything. And that's what my kids had to deal with their whole life. A mother whacked out. And so my gift to them is a new mom. A little late, but at least they get to meet a different mom. And somewhere along the way, I like being sober. Not saying there isn't days I don't want to feel, because believe me, there is. But I think about that sometimes, like, when I get overwhelmed with a feeling or something, how easy it was to just go to the crack pipe and not feel, But shit, I've done that my whole life, and I'm a big girl now. I think I could handle my feelings without running to my little fucking pacifier. But yeah, life is interesting, and I thought I'd share that miracle and remind my kids that this is my gift to them, me. And I wanted to thank them too, because it's a gift to myself too, meeting me for the first time. I've been me or whatever. It's all just a new me. Everything's new. I'm like a new bear just waking up from 50 years of hibernation, And it's interesting and fascinating and beautiful. The world is. I love it. And for people who aren't at a certain point, like people, my loved ones that are still addicted to opiates or meth or whatever, I just wanted to say, like, something to try and help. Like, if you don't like that monkey on your back, is shoot, what could I say? Because I don't really know how I got this monkey off my back besides a combination of things, which was, I got injured, humiliation, love. It was a combination of things. I wanted, or I didn't want to quit, but I was in the process of quitting for another friend that was going to be getting out of rehab and wanted a friend for when he got out, but that didn't pan out. But then I got hurt, and somewhere along the line I wound up doing it, and then I saw how bad and how important. I didn't really realize for some reason how important it was for my son to, I guess I should have, but I was always in too much of a hurry. And my daughter always kind of acted like she didn't care that I did it. So I don't know. I just didn't make it a pressing issue, and because I didn't want to quit. It was fucking my best friend all my life. Anyway, but then when I saw how important it was for my son, I thought a few days about it, and I thought, shit, this would make him fucking balanced and happy, because I used to think that he seems to think that it was the most important thing in my life, and I guess it did look like that because I revolved around it, everything, based my life around it. I dealt it my whole life so I could use it. And so it just, my son just I think thought that I loved dope more than him, and that is so not true. And so I didn't realize that really until, when I got injured, and he was taking care of me and my daughter, and they still are. And so I can't, I'm really I'm not dealing, so I can't make money. I don't have anything. Not that I want to deal or anything again anymore. Anyways, thing I'm getting to is that I saw how important it was to my son. And so I thought about it for a few days, and I decided I was going to give it a real turnaround. Try something different. It wasn't that much fun anyways. I mean, yeah, it was a good, pacifier for every time I didn't want to feel or something. But even then it didn't work. I still have been a blubbering idiot my whole life. But I can't imagine if I didn't have meth, what a worse of one I would have been. But anyways, the thing I was trying to get to is that the longer you use, the longer it's going to take to deal with whatever you're not dealing with that makes you want to use. For me, it was this feeling like I didn't belong, stupid shit like that, fucking and for me it was concentrating on all the demons in my past, the bad moments, and I concentrated on them so much that I forgot about all the good moments in my life, literally, kind of like, whatever you meditate on, whatever. Anyways, I'm kind of wondering, I'm a little bit lost. But what I wanted to say also is, isn't it funny how we're supposed to give thanks and everything? So who would have thought to give thanks in the stupid pandemic? Wasn't that awful? Here I am tromping around while we're all supposed to be in our homes. But anyway, I just wanted to share, and I'm going to try and still do 420 at 420 every day, but I'm pretty much doing 420 whenever I want to smoke a joint, and I'm pretty much gonna be here from here on out. I'm gonna be doing videos and getting better and sharing with you guys my spots I go crystal digging and mushroom picking and berry picking, as much as possible anyways, because I'm pretty injured, but I am getting better every day. Going to the cam center, going swimming, blah blah blah. But so yeah, I did it. Barely any tears, and shared my miracle. The dragonflies, isn't that awesome? If that ain't a good omen, I don't know what is. Just say it's okay. Anyways, so whatever goes wrong in our world, it has to, because like to realize good things, bad things have to happen, whatever. I'm starting to lose, like, my mind's going everywhere, so I'm gonna stop. I just get lost in my mind, or actually maybe I'll just smoke a joint to slow down. So yeah, I decided to stop for my son, to prove to him that shit, I love him 10 times, 1,000 times more than meth. And I don't think he ever really knew that until now, because I'm proving it to him every day. It's been since Halloween, and he's tripping out on, and I'm tripping out, and Emily. We're all tripping out on this new med. It's weird. I keep on getting memories, and, it's just a good experience to be with my kids and not be in a hurry like I always was all their lives. And I'm sure they're enjoying it too, meeting a new mom. What's trippy is my son had a dream of, I might say it wrong, but somehow he had a dream that I walked in a room wherever he was, and then another one of me walked in the room and was like, oh, hi, to the other me, and then another one did. So there are 3 me in his dream, talking to each other like, best old friends that hadn't seen each other in a long time. And so I think that's symbolically him meeting me, because I've always been on dope, so it hasn't really been the real me. Or, I was thinking, because, gosh, I look at everything different since my life changed. Like, what if it was, what if, the spirit of me and my mom, and however many generations my soul has been here or whatever, maybe he was watching me, I don't know how souls work. I believe in Mother Earth and Father God, and I'm open to a lot because we've just been told so many lies. But I do know that prayer works, so prayer for sure is a miracle all in itself. Then backed up scientifically, spiritually, everything. So we know that prayer is real. It's actually amazing. There's this doctor called Dr. Emoto. I don't know if you all have heard about him, but he was a water scientist, and he would take pictures of water droplets, and when they froze, and he would do water droplets from different places, also water droplets that had different music around them, different words, all sorts of shit. And the crystal formations that would come out were out of this world. And the negative ones were these ugly formations. It was really interesting. And so if we're 70% water or whatever, makes you think if the power of prayer or the power of negative words were doing this to these crystal formation droplets, imagine the power of our words right now does to our body and our soul and our spirit. It's interesting to think, you know, how actually I think like basic things really are, we've took for granted so much that we don't think like they're miracles, like water, electricity, prayer, uh, language, speaking. Like, I think our words are way more powerful than we think. We can speak love and joy into our life, or we could speak hate and ugliness into our life. And so it's so important, these simple things, you know, like our words, and especially our thoughts, you know. It's like, and no, especially our choice, our choice is like, wow, the biggest miracle, one of the biggest miracles, because we could choose to, like, say for instance, you see some, you're a married man, let's say, and you see some sexy young girl come up to you and give you the goo eyes, and she's giving them to you really hard, and you could have her. And you go make that choice to follow that girl home and do that, and that's the ugly choice you can make, and if that's what you want to make. But you also have the choice to just think, wow, that young girl likes me, but I got an awesome wife here, and you could choose your own path. It's all your own path. And everybody knows down deep what's right and wrong. Come on now. You know if it gives you a good feeling or if it gives you a bad feeling. And I don't mean a feeling down there. So, like, choice, we're so lucky to have choice. Because, like, when I feel bad or have a depressing morning, I instantly, or not instantly, but I try to get up and I make the choice not to go down that rabbit hole. Just like, a man doesn't have to choose to follow that girl. He's not a dog looking for a bone. He's a grown man, and he can choose, to go be a whore, or he could choose to not. It's all our choice. But if you want to feel better and you can't with your thoughts, a way to do it, I think, is by action and then making a different choice. Different choice. Different action. Put on music. Roll a doobie. Go for a walk. Whatever you can do. Instead of just going down that spiral. Oh, I'm an idiot. Oh, this, oh, that. We got to watch what we say to ourselves. It's not good, unless you're saying good things to yourself, of course. I shouldn't say it's not good. It might just be my thoughts. But if you're like me, we need to think of what we think about. If you think about it, So, and another little thing I'm going to do, and I thought I'd share for other people to do, is because everybody has miracles in their life, not just me. Anyways, make a miracle jar for when you have rundown day and you forget how many miracles happen all the time when you get down or whatever. You can just pull out one of your miracles out of your jar, and then that way you can feel better. Gosh, my back hurts. Anyway, I guess that's all I have to say. I am going to, I guess, I don't know, try and figure out how to put this on live because I've been talking now for 35 minutes. Holy shit. Okay. Hope y'all liked my miracle. Talk to you soon.